One of the amazing and like great equalizers in life is time. We all have the same amount of time every day, 24 hours. But the people that are successful, driven, and really getting to where they want to go with their goals, they learn something different from everyone else. They learn how to optimize their time. I see this so much when I'm talking to other practitioners. The idea, like your personal life gets really messed up and causes issues. It bleeds over into your business, or maybe you're working too hard on your business and you ignore your personal stuff. They need to kind of work together. So on this podcast, I share some tactics and strategies that have really helped me over the years figure out how to optimize my time, prioritize what is important, and really help me gain back time and optimize that time so I can be a fucking machine and take my business and my personal life to the next level. I hope you enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution podcast, where we teach massage therapists how to make well over $100,000 per year, all while working less than 20 hours per week, learning to work smarter, not harder, no gimmicks, just results. Dr. Matt Maggio here, back at it for the podcast. Going to try to make this one quick, give you some tactical advice, maybe a little bit of motivation, share a couple things that I fucked up over the years, especially with time management, letting my personal stuff bleed over into my business and letting my business stuff bleed over into my personal stuff and really put me in a tough spot. I do a lot of like educating on injuries, communication with the clients, marketing and sales. And what I realize is that a lot of people are just struggling, with their personal life and getting shit in order and trying to do so much. Is personal life getting in the way of your business, or is your business getting in the way of your personal life? And a lot of times it's vice versa. It happens on both sides and it really messes us up. A lot of times I see this with people, they got a bunch of stuff going on in their personal life and then they can't focus on their business, and then their business starts to disintegrate and fail or become a stress, or maybe they just put all their eggs in one basket and really only focus on the business side of things. And then their personal life gets completely disregarded, their health, their relationships, their times with their kids, no time off. And there has to be a really good balance, like the yin and yang from the Taoism and stuff like that. Look at me getting all spiritual and Eastern medicine like. But at the end of the day, time is a great equalizer. We all have the same amount of time, but the key is learning to optimize that time. And that's what I want to share with you on this podcast. We do this. We have these to-do lists. We put a bunch of shit on there and it just fucks with us. It's like a never-ending to-do list. You ever had other days where, where you wake up, you do a bunch of stuff, and then you're laying there at the end of the day and you're like, what did I even get done? You didn't have a plan. You didn't have action. You had nothing going on and you're just fucking winging it. And you wonder why you're struggling maybe in your personal relationships. Your health might be shit. Why your relationships suck. I said relationships twice, but relationships are really important. You don't have time to spend with your family or your significant other. You're always stressed. You're working way too fucking much because you don't have a plan. And a man without a plan plans to fail. So if you plan to fail, you're going to fail. And what happens is we overthink it and we try to do too much. We put a bunch of shit on our list and we might pick up some momentum for a few days, get rolling, make some good progress, but we never really stick to it because we don't really know what's important, what to do. And a lot of times we're just mindlessly putting shit on a to-do list and a checkbox list to give us that like feeling of like, oh, I did something today. I accomplished that. But it's like, is this really moving you towards your goals, towards your aspiration, to the person that you want to be, to how you show up in the world? And a lot of times it's not. And I realized that too. I would make all these lists and I would just be like, what the fuck? Nothing's changed. It's the same stuff. They always say the definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over again and expecting a different result. So I've found this and I was brought to this idea, two things, and I want to share them with you on the podcast that have completely revolutionized my thinking, revolutionized how much time I have, revolutionized. I'm using revolution a lot because it is some really awesome, amazing shit, and just put me in a different level from other people out there, allowed me to cultivate the highest level of discipline, routine, and success, and also optimize my time. Because like I said, we all have the same amount of time, but some people don't use use it effectively at all. Other people waste it. And other people that have really grown and scaled, they're the ones that know how to leverage their time, optimize that time. And that's what I want to teach you on this tactical podcast with a little bit of motivation. So I do 2 strategies. Number 1 for me is I got this from Warren Buffett. Smart fucking dude, reads a bunch of books, one of the richest men in the world. And he has this idea called your vitals. Your vitals are like, basically like your operating system, and it keeps you in like guardrails and keeping you focused on what's important. And basically it's like operating system for what you want to do, where you want to go, the type of person you want to be. And he has personal ones, business ones, relationship ones, health ones, and things like that. But these are your vitals. And I picked 4 vitals that are really important to me, and they really help me make decisions. They help me understand what's important to me so I can say no to shit that isn't serving my vitals. You know, that's a big problem with people too that have problem with time management and doing stuff is they just don't know how to say no. They say yes to a bunch of shit that doesn't serve them, shit they don't want to do, doing things out of obligation. It can really fuck with you and just take away your time. So this really just helps you have that operating system. So I have 4 vitals that are very important for me, and I'm going to share them with you. Number 1 is have optimal health. So I took my health for granted for a lot of years. I used to be 100 pounds heavier than where I was. I drank a lot. I did drugs. I ruined my body. I got depressed. I was suicidal. I just didn't make my health a priority. And sooner or later, your health has to be a priority. It's a lot easier to deal with it sooner than later. And I finally decided to make my health a priority. I'm happier. I'm healthier. That is my number 1 priority, is to have optimal health. Number 2 is to be a great husband. I talk about relationships and how important your relationships are. And the number 1 relationship that you should have is the relationship with your significant other. That is the most important relationship. And a lot of people, we take that for granted. We kind of put it on the back burner. So understanding when I make decisions and I do things, am I being a good husband? Am I being a good spouse? That's really important to me. Number 3 is to be a true Stoic. So I talk about Stoicism a lot. I practice the idea of Stoicism. When people think of Stoicism, they think of like someone standing in the corner just being like calloused and cold as fuck. It's not about that. The idea behind Stoicism is the only thing that's in your control truly is your thoughts and your actions. And that's really scary, but it's also very liberating as well. Understanding that I can't control what other people do. I can't control what the weather does. I can't control what life throws at me, but I can control how I react to them and how I think about them. So Stoicism is a really big thing. And number 5 for me is I want 500 practitioners trained in the peak method in the next 7 years. I'm on year 1, doing really good. I think we're up to like 50 right now. Had a good year so far, but understanding that I want 500 practitioners trained in the peak method because I want to solve the pain pill epidemic by helping people get access to quality hands-on soft tissue treatment delivered by world-class soft tissue practitioners, and those happen to be massage therapists. So those are my vitals. Those are the things that are like the grand scheme of thing of like what's important, and every decision that I make in my life runs through those vitals. So I actually stopped drinking. I don't eat like shit. I don't do all these things. And yeah, that's hard to do at first, but it really helps me cultivate that discipline. So I run every decision through the vitals. And if the decision is not serving my vitals, I don't fucking do it. Once again, if the decision is not serving my vitals, I don't do it. So think about that. Make your list of your vitals. It'll really help you just have that operating system from where it's going. Now we get into the power list. So I got the power list from Andy Frisella. He's a creator of the MFCO project. He's got a podcast called Real AF. And he's also the guy that created the 75 Hard. I talk about this all the time, about 75 Hard, cultivating discipline, winning the battle with your inner voice and your inner bitch voice, and conquering and cultivating the highest level of discipline. That's where the power list comes in. So the idea behind the power list is you pick 5 critical tasks per day that are going to move you towards being a better person, being better habits, whatever you need to do. And this is where the vitals come in. So what I do is, based off my vitals, I put things on my power list each day that will serve some type of those vitals. One of my vitals is today, one of my power list things today was to record this podcast and share this with everybody, because that's in my vital of getting 500 peak method trained practitioners. Then I made sure that I read 10 pages of a really in-depth book on Stoicism. That helped me on that one. Health-wise, I fasted today. I'm going to go on 2 walks. I drank a gallon of water. And what happens is people overcomplicate these things, and they want to do so much and they want to do so many tasks at once. They're simple little changes that are going to move you in the right direction. Use the vitals as the guardrail and then put those in there and create your power list. And what I do is I make the power list the day before. I sit down, go through what's important, review my vitals. It takes 5 or 10 minutes, but it really sets you up for the next day. Then I know when I get up, I'm attacking that fucking day the hardest that I can, and I'm going to get to the best of where I need to be. You know what? Some days I get my fucking power list done by 9 a.m. I get more shit done before most people are even getting started to go. And it's not overwhelming, but it gives you that feeling of like accomplishment and moving forward and getting in the right place and setting yourself up and optimizing your time. Focusing on what is important and getting rid of all the other shit out there that doesn't serve you. This is how you get your personal life in order and your business life in order. Because yeah, life's going to come kick you in the nuts or kick you in the ass. And when that happens, you take the focus away from your business, then you lose things from that. Or when your business gets to be too much, you take away your personal life. You have to balance all this out. And this comes from doing things that are important, understanding what really is going to point you in the right direction and serve your goals the best way possible. I've been doing this with my coaching clients, and it's been just groundbreaking for them and created new epiphanies and put them on a different level. And you understand, wow, I have a lot more fucking time than I thought. Because think of all the time you waste doing stupid shit, scrolling through social media, listen to people bitch and complain online, watching Netflix, doing stuff like that. The cool part about the power list is once you get done with the power list for the day, you can fuck off the rest of the day if you want. And you can do whatever you want. Go binge watch some shit on Netflix or look at everyone bitch and complain on social media, but you got the things done. It's very doable. It's very approach driven. And then you can build up that momentum. And so instead of trying to make a list of 20 fucking things that don't really serve you, think about what's important, put those things on the list, and you know what? Attack it with intensity, with discipline, and see where you're going to go and be at a whole different level from everyone else out there. So quit wasting your time on things that hold you back. Have time for both your business and your personal life. They should work in order and they should help you. And don't let shit spill over. Cultivate discipline. Quit making fucking excuses for why things aren't going the way they are. Set some plans, set some actions, get better 1% per day. You start going up from that. The compound effect is fucking amazing. Before you know it, you're going to be a fucking machine. You're going to be disciplined. You're going to have a great personal life. You're going to have all this, but it starts by taking responsibility and figuring out what the fuck is important for you. So a little more motivation, a little more tactical on this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go grab the free training. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm putting a lot of information out there. I've been doing webinars. Ask me anything. Send me questions that you might have. Follow on all the social medias. Come take one of our seminars in 2022. The course listings are going to be coming out soon. And change your mindset, change your belief, and become undeniable. And it starts with you, starts with how you show up, how you plan, how you execute. Be better than anyone else out there and see where you can go. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you want help on the path to being able to double your income, all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, I have some great resources for you. Number 1, get access to our free training modules and introduction to my system, the Peak Method. Number 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Soft Tissue Revolution. Links to all of this can be found in the show notes. Lastly, if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star review and share it with others that you know it could help.